It's just me, skin and bone, taking every wrong turn I've been told. But I'm not lost, this is my road. I'm just taking the long way home. Good morning. Well, we had an adventure last night. We decided we had a bit of a frustrating day, really, all round. We went to San Antonio, which we really liked, and we spent a couple of hours and had a bit of lunch wandering around there. And then we went to Ohio, and where there's a fish market, and we'd been told by somebody on Tinternet that it was a good place to visit. Well, it was okay. We quite enjoyed some of the back streets, and then we decided to go on somewhere else, and it just started to feel like rinse and repeat, you know. It was, the next one was also very touristy and very packed, and then we couldn't find a place to park, and it got a bit frustrating. So we decided to find ourselves a campsite and chill, because it was very hot. It was getting to be, was it 26?
28.
It was 28 in the middle of the day, so it was hot, and we were starting to get a bit tired. So we thought, we'll find a campsite. So Jeff found a campsite on Pitch Up. Excuse my long tail, but nevertheless, found this campsite on Pitch Up, which was 30 miles away. So okay, we're going to do it. We're just going to drive there and chill. In the mountains. So it's inland a bit. Okay, we're going to chill. It's going to be fine. Let's just do that. So we got there, and once again, we couldn't find the damn place. We drove all around. We asked an elderly Portuguese chap who gesticulated, and anyway. Eventually, Jeff decided to email the person who ran the campsite, because there was no phone number. He emailed, and then he also put his phone number and said, "We can't find you, where are you?" And this Liverpudlian guy rang us from England and said, "The campsite's closed. There's no way you can get there, but you're actually on the right road. It's literally there." And we're like, okay, we're in the middle of literally nowhere. And he said, "Well, the campsite's not ready, and so you can just park wherever you like, and it's all fine." And he's been lovely, and he's been sending us things about the local village and local restaurants. This is where we are, guys. Now, the track that we were confronted with when we first arrived is that's the track that we looked at, and we said there's no way we are taking our van up there, because that is not a good idea, and none of that looks inviting to us. But anyway, that was okay. So he said, "Well, you can just park just at the beginning where the gate posts are," and we've done that, and we're in the middle of nowhere, and it's just heaven. Look at this. I mean, the clouds look a little bit threatening, but it's hanging on in there. But look at this. Isn't this the most gorgeous place to be? It's just lovely. And he's bought this old abandoned windmill, which is on top of the hill, and we just took a walk up there. I'll do some filming up there to show you. It is appalling. It's in the most appalling state. God knows what he's going to do with it. I mean, the access to it is really impossible. Anyway, it's what the views from up there are fantastic. I'll take you up there in a few minutes and show you. But anyway, what a place. We're gonna spend another night here. It's just gorgeous. We're gonna do some hiking. Do you remember my thing? I want to go hiking in the mountains. Well, as long as the rain holds off, I think I might just get my chance. There we go. Have to be a little bit careful because there's no proper path. This is the windmill, or what's left of it. Gosh, I mean, even with my romantic brain, this is a job. And how you get access to get building materials up, I've got no idea. This is seriously. Look at this. I mean, he's obviously been up here. There's all kinds of food, and I'm not going to show you. It doesn't look very nice. He's obviously been in here doing something. I mean, I don't know exactly what his plan is. There's a stray cat that's pooed in there. So there's a fire. What you can see is a box of eggs. He's obviously been in here doing something. He said to us, "Oh, there's a sofa up there. You could sit on it if you want to." I don't think so. And this is, I mean, what would you do with it? You can't get into the actual windmill itself. It's completely locked. But what a spot. I mean, I can understand why he's fallen in love with it. If you look over there, up that other path, there's another windmill that's the same as this one. It's like a twin. So I don't know whether that's a replacement windmill or what, but it looks to me to be pretty much the same, maybe in better condition. It also looks like it's got its sails on it. So that one's probably in a bit less terrible state of repair. There we are, there's another one, another doer-upper. It's actually, if you look from the other side, quite a reasonable sized building. Jeff is getting worried because I'm getting all swept away with the idea of it. So
no hope we're not a doer-upper.
No hope and not a doer-upper. Well, see, in my romantic brain, everything's a possibility. Anyway, onward. So my adventure this morning is to walk to the 7 Hanging Valley caves, and this is a system of caves that goes inside the cliffs itself with almost sort of windows out onto the sea, because the caves around the Algarve are literally honeycombed into the cliffs, some of which you can only see from the sea. And yesterday's boat trip was supposed to be to the Bengal caves. You're supposed to be able to go inside the caves by boat, and you can actually see up into the sky above, but the waves were too rough and the water was too high for us to safely be able to go inside the caves, so we couldn't do it. But we saw this honeycombed cave from the boat, and I thought it would be so cool to go and walk it. So that's what I'm going to do today. Yesterday's boat trip was amazing. As I said, it was too rough and the water was very high, and it was a bit like a roller coaster ride. Unfortunately, the lady behind me got very unwell and lost her lunch about 15 minutes in, which on a 2-hour boat trip is not a fun thing to happen. So I felt really sorry for her because it was intense. The boat was crashing down from what felt like a 2 or 3 foot drop as it went up on the top of the waves. Anyway, it was a hell of an experience. So today I'm going to go up onto the top of the cliffs and see if I can find my way to the 7 Hanging Valleys. So our tour guide on the boat yesterday was telling us that 3 million years ago all of these cliffs were underwater. The tallest ones, where the top strata was where the sea level was. And here you can see in the rocks that there's shells everywhere, just embedded in the rocks. It's incredible. And all along the path there are shells just literally caught in the rocks as well. Fantastic. So I'm guessing these are the holes that are open down below when you see the caves by boat. This is probably one of the openings to the sky. Ah, I made it to the lighthouse. That's something. Now I've got to go back. So I've just attempted to get to the 7 hanging valleys along the cliff. It's been an amazing cliff walk. Sadly, I can't make it all the way. I just don't have time. I didn't know that it would be quite such a long walk along the cliff before we got to the caves. Which is a real shame, but I have a couple of readings, so I've got to get back. I've already walked an hour and I'm not there yet, so I've got to get back, sadly. Anyway, maybe after the readings we'll drive to the other end. I don't know, we'll have to see. But I did an hour along the cliffs and it was a great walk. Really fantastic. Enjoyed it, but now I have to do it in reverse. See you later. I was going to go in and have a swim, but you've got red flags up everywhere. The sea is amazing.
It's more like surfing.
It would be more like drowning swimming, I think. We're unsure at this moment whether the tide is coming in or going out. So
we'll soon find out.
We're just literally sitting here to sort of see how far up it comes. I think it's going out, but every so often it comes quite perilously close. Anyway, if we get wet, it's not the end of the world.
Wow, look at that, hang on.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I think it might be coming in. Oh, look at that one. Wow. It's actually quite scary. It's amazing and gorgeous and fantastic here. I was a bit scared of getting knocked over. I'm not going in for a swim, but I have gone in. I was just, because I'm holding my phone, I didn't want to get knocked over. That wouldn't be funny at all. To be a little bit careful. It's just incredible. What I love are these rocks. Whoa! Okay, that's nearly reached my towel. I don't want my bag to get swept away. I think it might be time to move. Doesn't matter where Jeff is in the world, doesn't matter what the temperature is, he's a soup man through and through.
Super.
Sweet potato soup is his thing. Well, any soup is your thing, isn't it really?
Yeah. Means I don't have to bother put my teeth in.
One of the things we've really enjoyed about this trip is seeing the nesting storks. They're absolutely amazing and they look like giant pterodactyls flying across the sky. Unfortunately, although storks used to be indigenous since prehistoric times across the UK, they were rendered extinct in England, I think in Victorian times. There might be one or two in Scotland, but there is a program apparently to try and reintroduce them, which is in Sussex and I think also the Cotswolds. But there have been attempts to introduce them before, to reintroduce them before, which sadly have failed. And one of the problems is that they breed them in captivity, they release them into the wild, and then they disappear off into Europe, never to return. So we lose them. We're just driving across here, and there are just stork nests on every lamppost. It's quite amazing. So here in Portugal, at least, they're thriving. So today we're in Lisbon, and we've been looking forward to this for ages. It's an amazing city. We actually did come to Lisbon about 10 years ago, but we didn't ever get to see the old town. So that was our priority this trip. And it really is an old town. It's amazing. It's really authentic, and you don't feel that you're looking at something that's been created or just sort of made for tourists. Although there's plenty of tourist stuff around, it really does feel authentic, with, you know, amazing amounts of washing hanging out of windows in narrow streets. We did the walking tour on foot first, just basically following our noses, and my God, it's not for the faint-hearted. We went uphill and down dale, and it is, I tell you what, I don't think they need gyms in Lisbon. It's going to keep you fit. You're going to have thighs like rocks by the end of it. And then we decided to treat ourselves to a tuk-tuk tour, which took us right to the very, very pinnacle of the town, which we were actually too knackered to get to on our own exploration. But it was worth it, and it was great. So definitely worth a look. One of the things that was nice was that we arrived on the very last day of the fish festival, which is why the town is decorated in all of this tinsel and regalia, and there is fado music echoing out of every bar and every opening. So there was a wonderful atmosphere in the town, and very, very lively, and we really have enjoyed our visit here. This is Jeff's absolute favourite thing. We've driven an hour to get here, and Jeff, this is the home of the Portuguese custard tart, this particular place, and we've driven an hour for Jeff to have an authentic Portuguese custard tart in the place of its birth. We'll show you around. It's an amazing place. Got a capacity 250 people. It's basically the Portuguese Betty's, we've decided. There's a queuing system outside for when it gets busy. So, look, that is a man happy in his work. So this is the Geronimus Monastery in Belém, which is amazing.
It took 100 years to complete.
100 years to complete. I'm surprised it only took that long. Absolutely amazing. There is so much carving. I wonder who Geronimus was. Morning. So we are just near Santa Cruz in Portugal, and last night we booked a place at a campsite rather than doing the free camping that we've been doing. Good to go to a campsite, have some electricity and all the amenities we thought. Anyway, we turned up at this site and it wasn't quite as we imagined, but actually it's turned out quite nice. It's a little homestead farm, and the deal is you can help yourself to anything that's growing in the vegetable garden, which there isn't because it's too early in the season, but that would have been nice. This is the vegetable garden. I think this is sweet corn growing here, and there's, I think, also further up here we've got lots of different vegetables and salads and stuff. And Flynn has found a little friend who's like Flynn. It's quite sweet. So they found each other, and that's all right. They're buddies now. So it's a very it's quite a sort of hippie alternative vibe to this place. The couple that run it have put in a composting toilet, which I got to admit was a bit challenging for me, but actually it's okay once you just get your head on straight, and it's all fine. And a solar shower, which actually you wouldn't want to use in the winter, but was perfectly serviceable, and that's in a wooden hut just by the house. But the whole vibe is just very eco and very laid back, and the lady here makes all her own toiletries. So inside the solar shower is conditioner, hand wash, hair shampoo that she has made herself out of all organic natural materials, which is very nice. And I washed my hair this morning and it's all very lovely. That's the shower and the composting toilet. And then there's a really sweet little outside kitchen that you can use to make food in and sit in. It's like a little room. It's lovely. We didn't use it last night because we cook in the van, but isn't that the sweetest thing? Very nice. So that's great, and we shall see you later.
Out there chasing rainbows, jumping over hedges, flying like a spider.